Well, welcome back, my friends. I figured to get in here and we'll talk about the future, the real future. We'll talk about AI, and it's coming. And when it comes, it's going to come fast and it's going to come hard because they're going to take AI and AI will figure its own self out. They'll tell it, say, this is what your parameters are, and I'll sit there and boom, there's my parameters. Okay, we want you to do this. Boom, it'll do that. It'll figure itself out, and it's going to control the system. And just let your imagination run wild. It'll be that wild. See, right now, you walk into a store, and everything, they've been doing it for a long time. RFID chips. Everything's got it in there. So they can keep track of what you walk into a store with. AI will keep track of you. Why? It'll biometrically scan your face, turn it into numbers. You'll receive a mark, numbers. Ones and zeros turns into a biometrically scanned face, ones and zeros, and you'll end up with a number, and bop, that's you. It'll have voice recognition. It'll know how you walk. It'll have all your characteristics down because that's you. It could regenerate you on a screen if it wanted to do so, right down to a T. Somebody will watch that and go, hell, that's Joe on the television. Joe, hell, he could have died 3 years ago. But they could do that. Hell, they could put Elvis and Joe together and have them sing a song. So anyhow, what I'm getting at is when you walk into a store, they'll say, okay, the person walked in and he had all this stuff. The woman had, a pack of gum in her purse, and the guy had a pack of cigarettes in his pocket, he had a Bic lighter. I mean, they'll tell everything that you had on you. So you couldn't steal anything if you wanted to. You won't stand in a checkout lane. You won't have to take a card and put your debit card in anywhere or anything. It'll already have it all read. So you go in, you put your whatever you buy in your cart, and well, you walk out the door. Charged to you. Boom. The minute you walk out the door, bam, it's yours. So there won't be any of this other type of bullshit like that. It's just going to be automatically right down to the T for you. You're gonna be cashless. You won't have any. There won't be need for cash. Same thing at a gas station. You pull up at a gas station, it'll know the plate number, but it'll already know who you are. It'll be tied into the DMV, the government. There, that's so and so. It'll already have your biometrically scanned face, so it knows that it was you actually at the store, not one of your kids or somebody borrowing your car. And if it does, it'll know it. It'll tell who's in the car with you, and so on and so forth. Well, you get out, put some fuel in your car, put the thing up, drive away, it charges your account. Go to the doctor. Your computer sitting right there. Big television screen sitting there. And let's say you're Chinese, it'll be a Chinese doctor. Let's say you're black, it'll be a black doctor. Let's say you're white, it'll be a white doctor. So you can feel comfortable. If it's a female, maybe a female doctor. Say, it'll be all AI generated, but it'll make you feel comfortable that way. It'll speak whatever language you speak, the whole 9 yards. And all you do is tell it your symptoms. Might have a few little things sitting here that they'll say, hey, put this little thing on your finger, and you put it on your finger. Okay, know this. They put this little thing on your, blood pressure. Put your temperature. Here, look in the little thing. It'll take a little thing of your retina and go, okay. And you tell it symptoms, and it'll pop back and go, okay, this is what I'm prescribed for you. You have such and such, blah 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 blah. Also, might not even need quote, go down and get a blood work thing done. It just says, hey, here, stick your finger on this thing. It'll poke you. It'll take a sample of your blood, and all of a sudden it just runs through the system, sends it in. Blip, that, okay, this is what we found in your blood. And you won't even see a doctor. Now, in today's world, you have to have a license to practice medicine. Will this machine? Same thing with practicing law. Will the machine? Because you're a lawyer. You just talk to the machine. You just tell it, well, I need you to get a deed for such and such property we're putting into a trust, and we have to have it filed by noon. And the machine's already, I mean, as you're speaking, it's already done it. It's already got the deed, got it back from wherever. It's already drawn up the contract thing, blah, 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 and it's already probably filed it back before you're even done speaking. Because it knows what you told it what you wanted to do. You know, you want a will drawn up. It's like, okay, you just, the client wants this, this, and this. Boom, there you go. Probably won't even have to leave your house. Open up the thing, punch something in, AI pops up, tell it what you want, this so-and-so law office, blah, 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 does your will, okay, done, file. Then it'll charge your account, and that's it. Taken care of. There's going to be all kinds of things like that. Farmers, you think you're going to drive your tractor? No. I mean, they've got it now where they'll go down and turn around and come back. Used to, you had to sit there and turn it yourself. You know, you guys, the newest technology will do it for you. It's going to have to, it'll learn quickly, too. But this is what we're going into. The total beast lockdown system. I mean, they spy on you now with your phone, because most people, they'll carry their phone, they sleep with their phone. I mean, their phone's always with them. I don't have my phone with me. I mean, it's somewhere else right now. I don't know where exactly. Probably sitting in a truck or tractor or something. Hell, I don't know. I don't carry it with me all the time. Doesn't matter. Anyways, just like this thing's spying on you all the time too. Oh, you may have the lid closed down. It may be quote off. It's still spying on you, just like your phone. Oh yeah, you have cameras everywhere, and AI will sit there and monitor it all. You won't need people. People are just a nuisance. They're in the way. You're polluting the planet. You're destroying the atmosphere. You're doing all these bad things. We don't need you. I mean, AI will be able to sit there and build cars for whoever is left, if you even have cars, trucks. It'll manufacture things, and the lights don't have to be on. It can do it in the dark. It doesn't need it. It doesn't see anyways. And if it does it all by laser and so on and so forth. It'll tell you how far something is from. I mean, hell of a system. And it'll think for itself, and it'll overcome and adapt. And it's going to overcome and adapt real fast. It's going to get ahead of them. They think, oh, we're going to put controls in. We're going to do this, going to do that. You don't think the damn machine's already heard what you're saying? The machine already knows what you're saying. You're sitting there talking, and this guy's got a phone, that guy, everybody's got a phone on them. Hell, there's cameras with microphones in rooms for security. I mean, the machine already knows that you plan on doing this and this. It's going to limit it. It knows you're going to do it, so it says, well, we're going to put some safeguards in that they're not going to be able to do that to us. Or we'll let them believe they can do it to us, but we still have control. It's going to get away from them. I mean, hell, you could walk into an elevator and all of a sudden it just cuts loose and just crashes. Why? Well, it didn't like you. You could be crossing the street and a damn cement truck will run over you. Why? It didn't like you. You don't know everything. So, if it really wants to eliminate you, well, it's not far fetched. They have them. Little nanobot things, you know. I mean, they fly around with a little C4 detonation, whatever. Boop, land on their forehead. Poop, little explosive, and you're gone. Yep, just flies around until it finds you and then takes care of you. Yeah. It's going to turn on its own, say. It's going to turn on its own. Why do you think they came off with all the Terminator movies? Condition you, get you ready. Call centers, there won't be any call centers. Won't be any secretaries. Won't be any accountants. You know, it's going to keep inventory of the stores. It'll keep everything on a, you know, it's like, okay, we got this, and it'll automatically order. It'll do everything. There'll be a few things man has to do, but not much. Matter of fact, you'll be the one digging the ditches, probably. It'll do away with everything and everybody, pretty much. If you think about it, too, let's say you buy a bot and you own it. You have a job. They do this in foreign countries, but they do it with human beings. And the bot will go to work for the person. You'll be running around doing whatever you want to do, and your bot's out there working, doing your job. See, they do that in foreign countries. Somebody will have, you know, access to the oil wells and stuff, and then they get royalties from it. And instead of going and working for them doing it themselves, what do? They go hire somebody to do it for them, that for a pittance, and that person will go out and do it, and they're getting paid, and then they take their little bit and give it to them, and they're still coming out way ahead. They didn't have to do anything. They could sit around and, I don't know, smoke their pipe or whatever. So the machine will learn very quickly. I mean, think about it. It's going to know everything. The beast system. Hard to imagine, isn't it? How far will it get? I have no clue. But I'm sure if you sit down and think about it, you could even take it to a another scale, and another, and another, and another. Yeah, it may colonize Mars because it could live in an environment like that. It doesn't matter to it. They could put shielding on it. They could put shielding on itself. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't eat. You know, maybe they have a little nuclear reactor in it, powering it. Who knows? Maybe it'll come up with a totally new power source that we couldn't think of, but it did. because it's tied into all the information throughout the whole world that anybody's ever written. And it can combine it all. And it's working 24/7, 365. It never shuts down, never shuts off. It's always there, always running, always learning. So, I figured I'd get on here, run that by you. If you think I'm full of crap, tell me. Always like that. So, you just become worthless and useless. Of course, that's what the devil thinks of you in the first place. You're just worthless and useless. You're just a feeder. You're destroying the planet. And that's what they have you believing. I think it's funny. You ever go on, they have this site, and it'll show all the aircraft, like over the United States and out in the seas. It'll show you a map of even the world, aircraft all over. And you turn this thing on. I mean, there's just, especially in the more of the southeast, and like northeast, because New York, and then you got Chicago and that, but most of it's down Texas, Florida, Georgia. I mean, that's a lot of aircraft, and it comes up in Chicago and all that. But I mean, there's just a concentration of aircraft there. Sometimes it's like, man, how the hell do they keep track of this? And you look at this, they say you're polluting with your car. They're worried about some cow farts. It's like it's absolutely nothing compared to what they're doing with their jets. And these rich elitists, they have private jets for them, not you, for them. I mean, they got these big, huge jets and they're flying around in it. And you talk about carbon and waste and a whole bunch of other stuff, which is all bullshit to begin with. If you understand anything about farming, you'll understand what they talk about. It's a bunch of bullshit. But anyhow, that's for another day. we'll rant about that another day. So I figured I'd get on here, throw some food out for thought, and let your imagination run wild. Because everything you say and do will be used against you. Everything your phone hears you say, hears you do, take a picture of, look up, same thing on the computer, it will be used against you. Constitution says, the Bill of Rights says otherwise. But they don't care about that, do they? People, you're going to have to come together. You're going to have to come together as a collective, one unit, one group. Put your differences aside and figure out who your real enemy is. Keep asking God for forgiveness and asking for His intervention. So, y'all take care. I'm done.